Hello and welcome to Pitch Perfect Baseball, where today we will be taking a look at the National League through about 100 games. With each team playing 100 games, it gives us enough time to say they've done well or they haven't done well, and to see if they will be able to make the playoffs. So let's start with the National League East, where I have in 5th place the Washington Nationals. The Nationals' bats have not really come alive yet. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they just need to come alive. Their pitching has been okay. Their bullpen has been a disaster. But their bats have the power, and we'll see if they're able to. Next up in 4th place is the Miami Marlins. They have had a hot streak recently, but it seems to be the fire being put out in Miami. The question is, can their bats keep up? Their pitching has been good, but their bats need to turn on. In 3rd place, I have the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta is a very good team. I honestly think that if Atlanta had a better start to the season, they could be in 2nd or 1st place, but they just have not. Acuna, since he's gotten back, has hit very well. The pitching has been okay, but other than Acuna, the offense has been dormant. In 2nd place, I had the Phillies, who are currently a game and a half behind New York for 1st place in the National League East. Philadelphia has pitched well, their starters have done well, and their hitters have done well. The bullpen has been a dumpster fire, and that has been why Philly is still a game and a half behind New York. And in 1st place is the New York Mets. They have a game and a half lead currently. They swept the Phillies earlier in the year. They've looked good. The pitching has been good. They had a little cold stretch through June and July where it was hard to watch, but since then they have played very well. They've won 7 in a row. They just swept the Giants. Confidence is at an all-time high, and New York needs to keep it going, but they definitely have a chance. Let's move to the National League Central now. The Pirates. This team is not willing to spend in the offseason. They have probably the best pitcher in the National League with Paul Skeens, but he has no one around him to help. In 4th place is St. Louis. They have been a really streaky team this year. A lot of people would have them in 4th place, and that's where I have them. But some people do have them up in 3rd. And the reason some people have them up in 3rd is just because when they are on fire, they are one of the better teams. But it's just not consistent enough for a good playoff run. In 3rd place, I have the Reds. They are a good team. They're not a great team. They're not a bad team. They've lived up to their expectations. Elly De La Cruz has played really well and definitely been good. All right, now 2nd place I have the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are a good team, led by PCA and a bunch of other good players. Roki Sasaki has been good. And the Cubs just need to push through because in top of their division is the Milwaukee Brewers, and they've played really well. So in 1st place is Milwaukee. Milwaukee has Jackson Chourio and a couple other good players. But they're in 1st place in my rankings just because of that grit and fight that they will give you. You can't come up with a lead and just give up. All right, now on to the National League West. In last place, the most obvious pick of all time, the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are one of the worst teams in MLB history. They just traded Ryan McMahon away. They're likely to trade more next Thursday. They're not a good team. And in 4th place are the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, the Diamondbacks are led by Corbin Carroll, one of the best players in the MLB. Zach Gallen has been pretty good this season, but they just haven't done enough in the off seasons to consistently create a good team. In 3rd place, I have a team that a lot of people would have in 2nd place, but I have San Francisco. San Francisco has played well this season. They just got swept by New York. But the question is, they're playing in a very good division. Can they keep up with the Padres and Dodgers? All right, in 1st and 2nd place are the 2 Southern California teams, but in 2nd place is San Diego, led by a bunch of good players. You got Manny Machado there. Fernando Tatis Jr. is there. They are a scary good team. And now the question is, can they keep it up going into the deadline? Would they be buyers or sellers? That is an important question that the Padres need to ask themselves. In first place is the Los Angeles Dodgers, led by Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. This team has done very well on just about everything. Their bullpen is looking good. Their starters are looking good. And I think that this team could go very far, just like they did last year to win the World Series. So the Ohtani deal is scary for other teams in that division, because that division is already very good, but you have Ohtani, who's locked up for this season and 8 more. The question is, can the Dodgers continue to hold success? All right, now to the National League playoff picture. The 3 division winners, in order from 1 seed to 3 seed, in my opinion, are the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Brewers. So the Dodgers and Mets get a bye. The Brewers will have to play in the wild card. The 3 wild card teams, in order of seeding, is Philly, Chicago, and San Diego. So Chicago would play Philly, and San Diego would go to Milwaukee. So let's start at the top of the bracket with Chicago versus Philly. Philly and Chicago, both very good teams, but the Phillies at home, I think the Phillies would take this series pretty easily. Now the Padres and the Brewers. This would be a much closer series than the first wildcard series, but still a fun series to watch. I think the Padres have a chance, but I'm going to end up giving this one to Milwaukee. So in the next round, it would be the Dodgers and the Phillies. I think the Dodgers take this one, as Ohtani and Betts just overpower this lineup. Once you get the Philly starters out of the game, they are a much worse team. So, and on the bottom side of the bracket is Milwaukee against New York. I think New York is able to squeak this one out. It would be a very fun series to watch for everyone involved, and I think Milwaukee would have a chance, but I am going to give this one to New York. Now, Los Angeles and New York. Los Angeles would be the home team, and New York would be the away team. So in a 7-game series, the Dodgers would get to play 4 home games, and the Mets would get to play 3 if it went all 7. And I think that the Dodgers would be able to beat the Mets pitching, which has been their best part of the team all season. And the question is, if the Mets pitching is unable to stay up to the Dodgers, then I think the Mets would have a very hard time beating them.